wrestling fans. Joining me on a special edition Strong Style is the local legend himself, AJ Black. How are you, AJ?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am living the dream, as we talked about before we came on today,
Heard that. Heard.
as you are as well. Of course, AJ is not just really making a name for himself here in the West Georgia area. He has been all over the Southeast here recently. And you're actually going to be one of the uh, lack of a better way to say it, premier matches at PremierFest this weekend, where you got a big match against Austin Thorne in a 2 out of 3 falls. But before we get into that, just want to kind of let everybody know a little bit about you if they don't know anything at all.
Yeah. For the people that aren't from like the West Georgia area, I am a third generation. I am the grandson of Pretty Boy Doug Summers, and the legacy just lives on. And I happen to be the last one to be able to carry that legacy.
Hey, that's a heck of a legacy. I remember your grandfather back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I just mean about 20 years ago. He had been doing it long before that, but that's quite the legacy and quite the torch to kind of be carrying. What's it like carrying that torch?
A lot of pressure, not even gonna lie, because there's a lot of shoes to fill. I mean, a lot of people argue that Doug Summers made Shawn Michaels.
It's a good argument. I say people that don't
There's
know
a
their
torch
Shawn
like that.
Michaels history, go look into it.
Yeah,
But as I said, you've been wrestling all over. I know I have seen you. I think this will be the first time I've seen you at Premiere, but
hmm
that's really one of your home shows as well. Um, seen you at Bullpen, seen you all over this area. But yeah, you have been branching out. You've been to what, the Carolinas and Florida.
I've been to Carolinas, Florida, Tennessee, um, pretty much everywhere that's a close enough drive. No drive is ever too far, though. That's the thing.
Absolutely. Uh, so let's talk a little bit about your match. I did get to see Austin Thorne wrestle on the last show. I believe you were out of town at that particular one, but Austin Thorne is actually a pretty solid wrestler. He's got a good following there at Premier. Is this the first time you've ran across Austin?
It is not. This is probably like the sixth time I've ran across Austin.
I kind of gathered that for a 2 out of 3 falls, it's usually not pretty random. This is, I think, I was able to ask some of the fans, and it seems like you guys can't get out of each other's way. Is that correct?
That is correct. The dirtbag he lives up to. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that as well. Like I said, he does have a pretty good following, though. I know you have a slightly bigger following, and maybe I'm giving him a little more credit on that. But I kind of got to say, too, in looking at this card and what I know, and in talking to Stan and Billy that I know from back in the day with Premier, I kind of have gathered that maybe the victor of this one coming out of it might see himself in a title contention sooner
Oh,
rather than later. Do you kind of see that?
I do see that for sure. Frost, he's gotten away long enough, but he can only run for so long.
I mean, a lot of people say that maybe Alexander's one to take it off of him, but I could
And,
easily argue that the winner of you and Austin could definitely do it too.
oh yeah, absolutely, man. Lev, he is. What do you think of somebody that's been able to take over seeing the last year? I mean, Premier Fest last year is actually when Lev made his debut with Premier.
Hmm.
And a year later, here he is. I mean, a lot of people can argue it, but when he called himself West Georgia Wrestling, he's earned that.
Yeah, and this will actually be my first time seeing him live in person, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Like,
Actually, Stevie Ray Frost as well. Never seen either one of them. They happen to be on other shows when I come to these shows. But um, without giving away too much strategy, what are you kind of looking to avoid or looking to take advantage of against Austin?
man, the difference between me and Austin is for the last month, I've been in the gym working on cardio. Man, I've busted my tail in the gym getting ready for this 2 out of 3 falls, and he's never been able to beat me clean, and that's pretty sad.
That is pretty interesting
That is pretty.
because he has a little bit of a size advantage, at least in height, and I could see that. I don't know why he wouldn't try to exploit that. But I definitely I've seen a lot of your social media posts. You've definitely been putting the work in the gym. It's really paying off. Just in the few matches I've seen you elsewhere, I've seen a difference in the ring too of the cardio and the amount of things you're doing that a lot of people may not see. So, how do you have like a strict regimen, or you just started hitting it just a lot harder?
Um, so I recently just graduated this year. So as soon as I graduated, I even before then I was in the gym, but with work, schoolwork, and all that, I kind of dialed it down a little bit. But once I graduated, I hit up this guy named Elijah Dean.
Hmm.
Um, he was able to give me a diet program to follow, every supplement that I needed, workouts and everything, and I've just taken what he's given me and I've just rolled with it.
Well, definitely, like I said, I've definitely seen results just in the last couple months that I've seen, and so have your opponents. Because when I knew you were going to be on, I reached out to a couple of them that I know and a few that I've ran into randomly, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can tell the difference. He's an even bigger handful now."
Yes, sir. No, I definitely appreciate all that.
But like I said, I wanted to go into a couple things on. Is there something that sticks out on this card besides your match? Something you're looking forward to?
Alexander Lev versus Stevie Ray Frost. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, man. I mean,
Yeah, it's massive.
two guys and a signed NWA talent at that. I mean, you don't get to see Alexander Lev in this area a lot. I think the only place he is at is Premier. Um, and so
That's the
if you
only place I remember seeing.
yeah, if you have a chance, I definitely don't. I recommend not missing Lev. And then Frost, he's a scumbag, but credits due, he deserves it. Frost, is, he is pretty good.
Yeah, that's I did watch a lot of videos and talk to a lot of people when I told them I was going to see him for the first time live, and they said, "Oh yeah," they said, "Absolutely, scumbag is probably the cleanest word that I can use for some of the things." They said, "So we'll go with that." They said, "Oh yeah, he's a sleazy scumbag, but he puts in the work and he's going to make you work for it." And there's a reason why he's kind of held this title hostage for a year.
Absolutely, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and this card is completely stacked. There is just talent everywhere. It amazes me the amount of talent that you can see out here in West Georgia. That is part of why I have went out of my way to cover more
Absolutely,
of it in this summer. I mean, just to throw a few out there, I mean, we're going to get to see the hierarchy or the Dark City Violence Connection, whatever they want to call themselves out here. We all know. We all know what they're all about. There's another
that's
NWA Tag Team of the Country Gentlemen that'll be out. Xander Seabolt versus Frankie Valentine. Scott Mason versus De Silva. Pat Roach versus Sean Nelson, and then even the six-man tag team belts. They're going to dust those off and hand those to one of these two teams. And I don't know who to pick in that particular match either because I am very familiar with about half of them, and the other half have impressed me in the last month and a half. So it's just one of the most loaded cards I have seen in a long time.
yeah. Not only that, man, we have the NWA National Heavyweight Champion Mims that's also going to be there as
Yep.
a special guest.
And honestly, folks, we're not pulling the third or fourth curtain when we say this. Most of the time, if somebody is making an appearance at a wrestling show, if he's not booked, doesn't mean he's not going to be in some sort of action or somebody's going to come at him. It's just like being a famous athlete in a bar. Somebody's going to try to pick their spot.
Absolutely,
You got to tune in. You never know what could accidentally happen.
never, especially with Premier, man. There's so many things. One minute you could be doing something, and the next minute, boom, there's a switch. That's just what makes Premier different compared to all these other companies in West Georgia, though.
Yeah, I absolutely have to agree. Premiere is completely different in so many great ways. Not different in bad ways, but different in great ways as to how they put everything together, the kind of things they're building, and the kind of people that they can book is just incredible.
Absolutely, I do agree.
And like I said, you and Austin and a handful of others, just you can see are that next wave. I mean, you could put Alexander in that one too. That next wave to where most people just keep booking a lot of the upper people, a lot of the upper people, and then those people leave and they didn't build anything. But what they're building here is Premier can go for a long time.
Absolutely, I do agree with that.
Now, I do have to say, with it being 2 out of 3 falls, any wrestling fan kind of knows how that works. Uh, there will be some falls that will be scored ways you probably have never seen before. But what is your actual finishing move, and do you have a name for it?
I do. It's actually called a less. It's called less than zero. It is a code breaker off the middle rope.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna have to write that down. That way, next time I do a write up, I know what to call it when I see it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I definitely see the winner of your match being in that title picture sooner rather than later. And outside of any kind of prior knowledge, because I have no knowledge of this, um, do you have a favorite in that main event? Is there kind of one side you're going over the other? I mean, would if given if I said that the winner of your match gets to be the number one contender and in a month or in 2 months gets a challenge for the title, would you rather face Stevie Ray or would you rather get a piece of Lev?
Honestly, nothing against Lev. There's still unfinished business between myself and Frost. And if Lev wins it, though, don't get me wrong, I will definitely go after Lev. Like, that's for sure. I'm not going to leave that one out. But back to what I said, there is unfinished business between myself and Frost. And one way or another, I promise it's going to end up getting ended.
Which is a whole nother reason to show up, folks, because here in West Georgia, we settle our differences way different than anybody else in the country. And I promise you that if AJ Black says at some point he's going to get a piece of Stevie Ray Frost, Stevie Ray better have extra eyes in the back of his head because it's gonna happen.
That's right.
But I know you are on a time crunch. You're on your way to an actual show. Are you on the show you're going to?
I am. It's for Hope Championship Wrestling, I believe that's their name.
Okay.
It's in Talladega tonight. It's for some kids at the church, and I was more than happy to go. So I'm making the drive there as soon as we get done with this.
See, people don't realize out here in the West Georgia area, we are a hop, skip, and jump from Talladega. We are not, half a day's drive like everybody else.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But AJ, it has been fantastic having you on. I'm going to let you on to your night because I know you need to get on the road and get out there, and I do not want to be the one to make you late. We
Yeah, man.
will see you this weekend at the show. And any parting words for the fans before you go?
Um, Make sure you're there at PremierFest because from what I've heard, it's gonna be a night that you're definitely gonna remember because we're Premier All Star Wrestling and that's what we do best.
Couldn't say it any better if I would have come up with it. But he's AJ Black. I'm Jeremy the Impact York. This has been a special edition of Strong Style. Make sure to check out Premier All Star Wrestling this Saturday at the Livestock Pavilion here in Buckhannon. Yep, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from where I'm at right now. And I think doors open at 6:30. Show starts around 7:30. We will both see you there. And until then, we'll see you down the road, AJ.
See you, man.